everybody. How we doing out there tonight? Welcome back to the Baseball Central podcast. I'm Ryan, this is TJ, and we're in a new location tonight. We got some buddies in the house, we got some friends here, we got some scout troopers here, we got some storm troopers here, and we're welcome back to the show that's any and everything about baseball. This is the Baseball Central podcast, sponsored by the one and only Excuses None, the one company that you can catch barrels with while you're hitting, Wave Bat Company. Welcome back.
Wait, that's Batman, right?
That is Batman. Yes, it is.
What was I going for? What's the one? No, the one.
If you guys haven't hit us up yet, DM'd us, hit us up with some ideas. We want to try and create some bats that you guys like, okay? On College World Series, there's down to 4 teams: Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Arkansas. All SEC teams. Who are you rooting for now? I think Oklahoma's my team now, but...
Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, I watched Oklahoma earlier in the year against Texas play at the Astros Stadium in their series, and it was fun to watch both teams. Yeah. Down to the final 4 teams coming in this weekend. We're excited to check that out. We'll let you know who the winner is. Obviously, hopefully, you guys are watching. Young guys, please watch that. Okay,
yeah.
Go check that out.
I had a client that they had a tournament, like a 13-year-old tournament in Omaha, and so they went to go check out one of the games, and I guess it was like 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
And it took them like an hour and a half just to get in. It was packed, and it was just sweltering, and he was miserable.
It's a unique situation when you go there, I hear. So fans that go that are diehard, I hear it's a really fun time. So
yeah,
we have a special thing for all you glove guys out there. We glove guys here at Baseball Central. We love gloves. We love equipment. TJ is the collector.
I'm
the collector.
When I was a kid, I told my mom, I'd always say, well, this is for my collection. And so whether it was like for Star Wars figurines or okay, so can I go
one at a time?
Pass
to me, yeah.
First and foremost, this is a JL glove. We did a collab. They did one of the early collabs with Baseball Central, JL. Super cool. Jeremy's got the JL logo. There's a little stamp on the thumb right here, BCLA. I got my name. We did the Bubblegum Boy here. Super cool. I'm going to go quick, so check that out. The next one is, I'm a Wilson guy, as he knows. Spin Control Technology gloves that has like the dimples in the palm and all over the fingers.
So rad.
SSK was doing this long before. That one is cool.
This right here, this one is the entire inside of the glove, not just the palm, and I actually like this. I think this is a great glove.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
What's the super skin on the back?
Super skin, okay.
Nike, Ryan and I got from, we did a Nike camp at Dodger Stadium.
That's an MVP select.
Which was super cool.
Yeah, these are some really sweet gloves.
This next one here is a good story about this one. An A2K Pedroia. I mean, look at it. It's super slick, super sweet. This I got from, believe it or not, the Walmart.com website. I don't know what I always do. I was searching for gloves. I found A2K model on Walmart.
Such a good looking glove.
And it was like $180 or like something not right. So I was like, I'm just gonna take a chance.
This thing just...
And it's one of the best gloves that I've ever had. It was super amazing.
Yeah, this might be one of them.
Next one is an SSK trainer that has a little bit of flex and a pocket, but small fingers, super cool. I love it. Training gloves are great for you infielders out there that are trying to get better with their hands and really focusing on using both hands, but also catching it in the correct spot. So another Nike signature model. I traded this from another friend of mine who got this from one of the pitchers, one of their...
Oh, that's definitely a pitcher, like you, Darvish.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's Japanese because it looks like it could be Chinese.
Show the camera. Does anybody know how to read Mandarin?
It could be. But this one's super amazing.
Or Japanese.
I feel like I could do like the hit
over the top.
Yeah, over the top for that one for sure. And then now for this.
Let's
go with this. This was also from the Nike camp that we did at Dodger Stadium.
Nike 5150 cord, so the lacing would not rot.
Wouldn't rot and wouldn't. Yeah. I think this is a glove of the month. An old Wilson 11.25, which is 11 1/4.
We call it the lemon drop.
I traded one.
That's the lemon drop.
I traded Alex this for. I had a David Wright model, which
you traded the David Wright.
Well,
it's
away? It's like
Hands down, my
I'll
favorite
I'll keep
glove.
it at your house. We'll keep it at your house, kind of
Oh
thing. So.
man, this is a 1788.
17, yeah, okay. Yep.
So the one you and I had that was the Star Spangled Banner.
It's
is
the
a 1789.
89?
Or 87. You're right.
Is the
That's
Altuve.
Altuve.
This was the first one they came out with this kind of a little, just I think it's more flair. Obviously, it doesn't really have any function to it. This is, I mean, it's pretty slick.
Oh, it's very slick.
It's pretty slick.
If you could see this in person, it would definitely pop out at your you get your interest.
So this guy goes by Dat Dude. If you don't know who Dat Dude is,
Ooh.
that's this is Brandon Phillips right here.
Oh, B. Phillips?
B. Phils right here, yeah, B. Philly. So
Krispy Kreme.
this one has a little sheen, little metallic silver in it. This is an A2K model.
So which one of these are we gonna use?
This one right here, it's just clean. It's got the wingtip, but it's got the little. Does
Show
that
the
have
guy.
little guy on it?
No, this one
This
doesn't.
has the little guy on it. I don't know if you can see.
It's him like turning a play, making a
He's
play.
probably making a jump throw. He's, I mean, one of the better infielders and hitters.
Is he still
Just-
playing in baseball?
I think he was playing in the Mexican League the last time I saw him, just doing his thing. But kind of clean, little white back,
Oh,
black
what
front.
is this?
I got little. I don't know why. I felt like I wanted to customize my own. Put Runnels on there, here. Which,
Wow, dude. What?
so that one's kind of nice. Last one that I have to show for today, and this one here to bring in the rear is.
Why does it have to say A2000 on the like that? Why is
This
it like,
was how it used to come. The A2000s used to come this way and say the A2000 by Wilson. Look at how like the factory oil that's in the palm right there. This is Barry Larkins. So this
But
is
what-
the B Lark.
How long have you had that for?
This was like it's a limited edition,
Oh,
400 or 500. It was
Okay, it's a redo.
It's a redo. It's kind of a retro, but
That does look like
it's-
Barry Larkin.
Isn't that such an old school like?
80s and 90s had
80s and
that, yeah.
90s, straight up.
That was this model now,
right.
in the 80s and 90s.
What-
I see what this is. This is okay. So back in the 50s and the 40s and the 20s and 30s, all the way, these gloves were shaped more like this model here. If you look at the shape of these gloves now,
It's a big difference.
even the Altuve has a different look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this smaller Wilson. It's a
Right.
completely different look. This reminds me of a glove that you would get. Rawlings had Randy Johnson or Ken Griffey Jr.'s name on the middle of them.
Yep.
But Wilson had this, and a lot of guys had this model because the A2000 for a long time was considered the best glove in baseball.
So many good gloves out there on the market. We've covered some from time to time, but that's mostly Wilson. I love Wilson, but there's a lot of new models coming out. We talked about 44 and JL and
JL,
Gloveworks.
44,
Gloveworks has
Gloveworks
always been
too.
good.
Great team, a great one to customize if you want to go with
Glove,
Gloveworks.
yeah, Gloveworks and 44 is really they do a good job of customization too. And then
Stepping
the
it
new
up.
Aria gloves too are pretty cool. But
Yeah, those ice cream ones.
have fun with your choice. Find something that works for you. Sometimes you have to feel it, like a hat, like a New Era hat.
Yep.
Sometimes you got like if you order online, it's like, oh man, it's kind of.
It's definitely a feel.
It's a feel.
Guys, we want to know how you guys feel about the umpiring that's going on right now. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about it? Like in the comments, say some things like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable with them doing this, or why are they doing this? Like, what's the
Yeah.
problem with that? Dude, you won't believe this. Like, tell us your best things about the umpires, because TJ and I right now are seeing and hearing more things about the umpires than the actual game. Go ahead.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of discussion about an automated strike zone. It seems like there's a lot more questionable
Scrutiny.
calls,
A lot more scrutiny.
and maybe they're slowly trying to have umpires, namely the scapegoat himself, Angel Hernandez, who I think is also good for baseball because if people need they need a villain.
And now it's the umpires.
I just feel like there's been a lot of blatant missed calls, and so I feel like they're trying to use that as evidence or something to say, hey, maybe we should try and implement the automated strike zone. I think they tried it in AAA, or they're trying it, or I don't know.
I think they're trying
It's-
a lot of things in independent baseball and minors right now.
Right.
There's a pitch clock, there's like a game clock, there's all sorts of different things they're trying. 2 bases,
Which-
and they're also working on the electronic strike zone with
Right.
K zone, I believe.
So, which takes away the human element, and then also the craft of the catcher, who is known as
Being
to be able to
take a ball from
receive
here and turn it into that.
that can then helps a pitcher and maybe steal a strike or take a strike here. And so
I don't even know how to frame.
Let us know your thoughts. What do you think? Are they doing that on purpose? Are the umpires just that bad?
No, the umpires are shitty, and we know they are. So we call them out on it, and they get hurt by it. And
There
unfortunately,
is a little bit of a little chip.
there's a few guys that can do their job.
Right. They hated being questioned, and
Yeah,
you know.
I think MLB is kind of relying on dudes who I think honestly they're choking.
Yeah.
They're not
I
umpiring
just
at
feel
the
like
highest levels
they're
they're
going to
able
try and
to.
get to the automated strike zone here soon.
I don't think the umpire will go away. I just think the zone will be
he'll
electric.
be back there, but there might be something in the ear like, nope, that caught the corner, strike.
Yeah.
You know,
or
something-
we need a guy to see the play at home for the call, but
Right.
he ain't going to be
But
calling
he's-
the balls and strikes
right.
anymore,
So let us know,
take that
let us
element
know
away,
your
yeah.
thought.
All right, so there's one thing that's bugging us right now in Major League Baseball. Everybody's talking about it, and we've seen it the last 10, 15 years. It's been an issue. The baseballs are going between being rock hard baseballs to not quality baseballs. TJ, tell them what you've been seeing in Major League
I
Baseball
just
right now.
think juiced baseballs that have more bounce, and then also more slick baseballs with the seams on a Major League Baseball are much
Lower.
smaller and lower than even the minor league balls, and so it's hard to get a grip, and that's why there was this whole thing about the spider tack. Some of the pitchers that I've been seeing, they're getting frustrated because some of the balls aren't getting rubbed up the right way. Some of them just they're hard to grip, and so there's they're throwing 100 miles an hour.
They're getting rid of him quicker too. TJ was saying he's seeing him.
So I saw one pitcher like the umpire's throwing out the ball, and he's like getting pissed, just throwing them off. Like he's like, these aren't rubbed up. They're not.
they're not gripped.
They're not gripped. It's 95 plus, and if they don't have control, then it could be coming right at your head.
It's lethal now.
It's lethal. The juice balls. I think they have certain balls. Some people are talking about having televised games. Sunday night baseball. There's juiced balls. Field of Dreams game. Apparently they were all juiced. I was like, dude, they're freaking barely like boop. Gone, right? So
Well, they're throwing 100.
but these are major league players that are saying, look, they're juiced, they're not rubbed up, there's no grip. So I think that's something to be discussed.
Let's see what
upon.
happens over the next few months with this. If they're going to continue with the same baseballs, or if they'll make a change by the playoffs. That'll be a big.
Oh my God, dude! I played with this kid in high school. Summer ball. So they'd get the ball, the early ball. Here's your game ball, right?
Yeah.
He would take the ball and then he'd start biting up the seams. He would bite them up and pull them up. It was amazing. If you got beamed, you would legit you'd have the seams forever.
They're gonna have to go to a mandatory face mask.
Do you
or something.
think someone's gonna throw 110 someday?
Yeah,
Remember,
it's gonna happen.
Do you remember
It's gonna happen.
the fake write up for the Mets? It was like Sid Finch, and it was he threw 115.
I was gonna say, I've heard about
fake
this.
write up.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you think that there's gonna be someone that throws 110? 106 is the top right now.
They say
There's
Nolan Ryan threw 108, but with the whole radar guns, they couldn't detect. He probably throws closer to 98, which is still a pinnacle, but you get the point. Nolan Ryan had a cannon, and so did Bob Feller, you said?
Bob Feller, yeah.
Yeah. A kid in college is throwing 100 for Tennessee.
106. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I know a lot of them are having the arm issues, though, too.
I'm sorry, but if you were a power lifter like Ronnie Coleman, who's paralyzed now, if you threw 100 miles an hour, at some point, something's got to give. I don't care how healthy and strong you are. If that's taxing a smaller joint, not your knee or your hip, at such a high velocity like that, your elbow's strong, but your knee's way stronger, right? So the point being is when you tax your elbow almost as much as your knee, that joint isn't quite strong over time like it would be like a shoulder or a hip or a knee. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that happens so frequently, I think, is they're just using that arm so strong that the joint can't keep up.
Just make sure you young players are taking care of your arms and just being strong around the surrounding areas, and you don't need to be throwing too many pitches. You don't be throwing curveballs. I had a 9-year-old trying to throw a bunch of curveballs a day. And
max effort only works for certain dudes. So some guys, they can be more effective at maybe 90-95% than 115. Okay.
So take care of yourself.
Be good, safe, guys. Thanks for tuning in and checking out our gloves. We love you guys.
It's not our new digs. It's just something different.
Yeah,
so
we just changed it up.
up.
So have a good one, guys.
Take care.